Good evening, everyone. My names are Moses Friday, a presidential aspirant, and a dear student pursuing diploma in civil engineering. Thank you.
Please, audience, remember we said no clapping, no jeering, no booing. Those are the ground rules. And let us maintain that, please. And we have commissioners, I think, around. If anyone is violating that rule, then we'll have no option but to let you leave the hall.
Good evening. Welcome, Mr. Haron Mukaya. You have 2 minutes to make your opening statement.
God is good, and all the time. We want to thank God for this far He has brought us. And now we want to thank even the government of Kenya for upgrading us to a national polytechnic. This is the first time, and I think it's a good thing for us. I want also to thank the admin for conducting this kind of an event. So my name is Aaron Mokai. I'm a student pursuing a diploma in civil engineering. I'm here and also an aspirant in the position of the school president. You know, you are here to sell out our manifestos. You don't want to elect leaders basing on friendship, but you want to elect leaders basing on leadership skills and the person who can make our school to move forward, and somebody who can go outside there to present our school in a special way. So I want to welcome you all, and feel free and feel at home. Ask a question, let's say our manifestos, and at the end of the day, I think on our manifestos, you make a proximal decision on that one Thursday this week. Thank you very much and be blessed.
Good evening. Welcome, Mr. Peter Leroy. You have 2 minutes to make your opening statements.
Yes, first of all, the administration, the student, the staff, and my fellow aspirant, good evening. My name is Peter Lorota Pole, pursuing diploma in guidance and counseling. The dear student and an aspirant for presidential candidate, Kiambu National Polytechnic. So, so, main thing we are here to share our manifesto. And when we are sharing our manifesto, we have the vision and the mission of the school. And from that observation, we will see the leader, person we want, person who can bring change, not only in Kiambu National Polytechnic, but also other schools. Because now we are at a higher, we have upgraded at a higher learning. We need to change some things, and the leader of your choice, someone who can lead and will change, and we're going for. That's my name, Peter Lorota Pole. Investing for presidential seat. Now, thank you, and I wish you all the best. And all the best. Me, the best person win. Thank you, and have a nice day.
So, Mr. Peter Leroy, kindly explain or talk about your manifesto as you clarify to us why you want to be the Kinapsa president? You have 4 minutes.
Good evening once more. Thank you for the chance, the panel. My manifesto, first of all, I considered I was a student and I've studied in KIST for about 3 years now, and I've saw a challenge. That's why I'm contesting. I want for for the equality. So one of my manifesto is about the talent. Personally, I'm an artist. I do fine art, and in the events that we had in school, cultural, the Shikarada event, I did some of the art, and I was able to meet those celebrity who, for example, the Major and Bushtrezi. So from that view, I was not given a chance of maybe conversing with them in terms of making connection and all that. So that's why when I was a minister in the last government, I was in Kisa government, but I was the minister for person living with disability. So I came up with a platform that supports talent. It's called Able Land Creation, and all the people living or able different, they can accused with that. So I want to bring that on board, and I want to expand it for all the students in Kinap, because I see those guys, their progress. In fact, they don't see their disabilities; they see their capabilities and their uniqueness, the uniqueness in them. So that is the first reason I'm aspiring for presidential. Number two, if you see the record of college and university in Kenya, there is no a record written person living with disability as the president. Why don't we try this change? Because KIST has already changed. It's skin up. We can also have a change in the government. And since disability is not inability, that is the reason I'm vying for presidential to bring that change. Thank you.
Mr. Mukaya, you have 4 minutes to talk about your manifesto as you clarify to us what you want to be as the Kenya president.
Thank you very much for that question. I have a number of manifestos, but I want to tackle one which is affecting most of students. The main reason why we are in KIST, the main core value why we are here is to pursue our studies. And I think at the end of the day, you get your certificate. And also, as our motto states that KIST, now it is skin up for self-reliance. So the first thing which is affecting us and which I want us to improve is I want to talk about the education. If you look clearly, last year we did our exams, that is July series, and we scored as a school, the mean score we had 58%. And if you go through the school Pronjua, there is a place which is said that we are supposed to have at least a mean of 65% and above. How can we achieve this? I've been here for the last 2 years, and this is my first year, the final year. I've served a number of things that made want to thank admin because they are here. That is why I want to share. Listening to which has been trending, that is consuming the time consuming the time we consume a lot of time at the gate. So what are the possible solutions that I'll put in place the moment you elect me, God willing? Number one, I want us to, in a dialogue with the principal and together with admin, the deputy principal, the dean, and even the HODs and the trainers, that we come out with maybe 2 gates. That is the first gate. We have the gate, the main one, and also there is a moram road down here. Why can't you make that to be gate P to reduce the congestion which is at the gate? At least if somebody comes in school at 7:30, is in a position of going to class at 7:35, because we consume a lot of time at the gate there. You find you have a class at 7:30 and you end up going to class at 8 or 8:30. So we consume a lot of them there. So that we come out with a reasonable and a dialogue with the principal together with the admin so that we can come out with 2 gates. Option 2, I've been doing some kind of benchmarking to KMPC, Nyeri Poly and the Kisi Poly. If we cannot be in a position of establishing 2 gates, why can't we introduce something like smart card? Smart card works in this way. If you go to MKU, every student has a smart card. If you go to the gate there, you place your smart card there and you swipe and then you enter to class. I think if we do that way and reduce the congestion at the gate, at the end of the day, our results will improve. Number 2, as far as the education is concerned also, you know that now is the National Polytechnic. And being a National Polytechnic, we have a number of things to be done in our school. Number 2, at the moment, we are a population of 9,700 something students in session. And we find that we have 2 hostels there, considering the number of students that we have. I'll have a dialogue together with the principal, and I think he's a good man. He's a man who understands. He's a man who wants to promote education in our school. And then we come out with more 2 or 3 hostels so that we can accommodate a number of students in school to reduce the congestion there and also to end this issue of immorality. Because if we are in school, when confined in school, at the end of the day, we achieve more results. The other thing, last but not least, as far as education is concerned, because we have a number of students in school. And then if you go, the only place that we have at the Wi-Fi is G Square and the Jivanzi. Why do we come in consultation with the principal? We establish another Wi-Fi router down there so that we can able to incorporate and the students to do more research. Thank you very much and be blessed.
Mr. Moses Friday, in the next 4 minutes, kindly explain or talk to us about your manifesto as you clarify to the voters or to us why you want to be the Kinapsa president.
Thank you very much for your question. So I will explain my manifesto. So first, I will explain about education. In my manifesto, I have come with a way whereby we'll have a dialogue with the administration and see how we can increase our performance by allowing students to be in school even if they haven't clear fee, by introduction of exam card. Second, my manifesto will be in extracurricular activities. It will concern people in sports, whereby there will be introduction of Kinapsa Super Cup, which will increase gaming activities in our school and promote talents. 3, inclusion. First, you see, there are 3 religion activities in this school. They are YCS, CU, and SDA. So for me, I wanted inclusion, even Muslims, to be included in the association, student association. Thank you.
So, Mr. Peter Larot, what skills and capabilities do you possess that make you suitable for the position you are vying for? You have 1 minute.
Just a minute before you do that, kindly, if a question is posed to you, you can use the national languages, whether English or Kiswahili.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So back to you, Mr. Peter Larot. What skills and abilities do you possess that make you suitable as a president? You have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you for the question. The skills that I have, they are more than 100, but I will choose the best one. First of all, I'm an artist. That is my surviving surviving being here in Kiambu. Uh, that is the first skill. Number two, leadership skill. I've been in Mpesa Foundation Academy. I think most of you know. I've been one of the leadership in terms of people living with disability. So in terms of skills and values, I got there. So the other skill is about sport. For me, I'm in sport, and most of people can adhere with me. I've been in table tennis. I've presented the school in Bika Technical with some indoors, and I've been able to challenge them. In fact, I didn't challenge those living or able different. I challenge people like you. So that is the first skill. The second skill I have, and I wish I will tell the other one, but time is not on my side. Thank you.
Mr. Mukaya, what skills and capabilities do you possess that make you a suitable president? You have 1 minute.
Thank you for that question. And I think it's a national polytechnic. And we have visitors from different places. I think, Alex, it's good for us. I know Kiswahili and Kiswahili are national languages, but if we elect leaders, let's talk English at the moment because, hmm, yes, because it's only Kenya. You'll be receiving visitors from different places. And for instance, if a German president comes to KIST, are you going to address him in Kiswahili? Does not make sense at all. So, to answer on that question that you have said, I've been there and I know that number of you have a question, that question you want to ask me. I've been an interim president and I had a short period of time. I served for 2 months, at most 2 months. And I had a number of things that I never accomplished. And I think I handed over to the previous president, who was Lawrence Okoth. So I think if you give me time and chance, I can be in a position of accomplishing the agendas and the ideas that I had in mind. Thank you.
Mr. Moses Friday, kindly in the next 1 minute, explain to us the skills and capabilities that you possess that are suitable to make you president.
The skill that I possess the skills of good relation with people, whereby I can chart the rights of the students if given a chance to serve as the next president.
Thank you very much. We'll have a 2-minute break, 1-minute break. If you have a cup of water, you can take. And also for our panelists to be able to take a cup of water and also the candidates. So 1-minute breather.
government, what did they do well and what would you have done differently if you were the president during that time?
Thank you very much. I think the previous government did a number of things that maybe I can explain. Number one, they introduced what we call a student center in place. If you go to G Square, you can see some containers there. So we hope that we add a number of them if I'm given chance. The reason why we want a student center in place is that we want to promote those students maybe who are coming from poor, let me use the term humble backgrounds. Maybe there is somebody who wishes to carry out the small businesses in school, but because the school administration does not allow that, maybe it is illegal. So I think if I'm given chance, since the containers are there, and we had a number of containers so that we can establish a student council to promote students, maybe are coming from different humble backgrounds, to carry out their businesses. Number two is what about the hostels and also the constitution. Let me say talk about the constitution. I think it's now a national polytechnic. So I think we have been using a constitution, a KIST constitution, that if I'm given chance as a president, we change the constitution so that you can do away with the old policies and accommodate the new policies in place. Yeah, thank you very much.
This question goes to Mr. Lorot. Looking back at the previous student council government, what did they do well and what would you have done differently if you were the president then? You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you for the question. Last government, I was in Kinapsa government. As I said, I was the minister for person living with disabilities. So what our government or my government did, we came up with the student center, and that is the first achievement where with the help of administration, we'll be able to come up with a new cafeteria or a new platform where students will get their meals. And that is the first thing we did. The second one, if you see where we are, we have we go to the screen. Now it's the projector. This was the work of the government that was in place, and we increase also the speakers. So what if I was given the chance of being the president right now, I'll be able to come up with a platform that supports talent inclusion, that support if you have a disability, if you are deaf or whatever, so that the school can accommodate all the people. That is the first thing I will do. The second thing, uh, it's about talent show. I will make sure every semester we have a talent show where we invite some of the people who have shown a light so that they can give us direction. Since now youth, most of people they are trending or they become whom they are for what they do, talent based. Thank you very much.
Mr. Moses Friday. Mr. Moses Friday. Looking back at the previous student government, looking back at the previous student council government, what did they do well and what would you have done differently if you were the president then? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. So the student council that going on didn't do so much well in inclusion of students in everything that they are doing. They didn't champion the rights of students. Students were harassed, but they were just there, not supporting them. So as for me, if I get elected, first thing is to ensure that student rights are respected, and the win that they did, they brought student center. They were able to bring the projector whereby we are able to watch football during the weekends. That is a win. Thank you.
Mr. Mokaya, how do you plan to enhance communication between the student council, administration, and the student body? I repeat, how do you plan to enhance communication between the student council, the administration, and the student body?
Thank you very much for that question. You know, the main work of KISA at the moment is to act as a bridge between administration and the students. You know, if I'm given chance to lead and to be the president of Kinapsa now, it's a national polytechnic, I'll ensure that the students get information in time. And also, I'll ensure that all the issues, as far as the students are concerned, are addressed to the administration in time so that we can even be in a position of running the school's affairs in a good way. Thank you.
Mr. Lorot, how do you plan to enhance communication between the student council, administration, and the student body? You have 2 minutes.
About first, we need to understand the reason and why the Kinapsa is there. It is to present the manifesto and grievances of the student. It is not all about forcement. It's about convincing and coming up with a solution. If I'm able to come up with a problem, I must come with a solution as well. So about the communication, I will I will present what students want, and we find solution with the help of the administration. So and again, if I were the president, I will create an organization under my power so that we check every time, and then with my fellow minister, we see what we have done, what is on check, and what we have not done. We check, we make them to be on toes. I want them to be able to show the student what they are doing, and it will be twice in a semester. Thank you, and thank you for the question.
Um, Moses Friday. In 2 minutes, how do you plan to enhance communication between the student council, the administration, and the student body once you're elected president?
If I elected president, I will work one in hand. I will work hand in hand with the Minister of Information to ensure that the communication is transferred from the administration to the students at correct time. Thank you.
Excuse me, can we observe the ground rules, please? Thank you.
Mr. Lorot, accountability is defined as taking ownership to ensure priorities are achieved. How can students hold you and your government accountable for your actions in office? Accountability is defined as taking ownership to ensure priorities are achieved. How can students hold you and your government accountable for your actions in office? You have 2 minutes.
Accountability is the ownership of what the government or my government will be doing. So at first, I will be able to adhere with the constitution of the school, because that is the guiding that will guide me to make action and in all my step I made. If you see, if you don't have constitution, then I will not be able to make decision with my government with the help of the administration. The constitution is the key point, and if the reviewing will be there, then I'll be able and I'll be accountable because I have the constitution and I know that is the mandate and the guiding that will guide my government. Yes.
Mr. Moses Friday, we are back to you again. Accountability is defined as taking ownership to ensure priorities are achieved. How can students hold you and your government accountable for your actions in office if you are elected as president?
If elected president, I will ensure that there is accountability in my government by working hand in hand with all elected ministers with the help of the administration and plus representatives. Thank you.
Mr. Mokaya, accountability is defined as taking ownership to ensure priorities are achieved. Again, accountability is defined as taking ownership to ensure priorities are achieved. So, how can students hold you and your government accountable for your actions in office?
Thank you very much for that good question. Uh, Accountability is all about taking ownership. And the main work of the KISA, I said there is to work as a bridge between the administration and the student. I've identified a number of challenges that are facing our students. Even at the moment, there's some students who are in attachment, who are working outside there, pay the school fees for themselves. So if we come out with the possible solution, like working out with alumni, and then we form a student committee, which can able to assist us, I think we can able to incorporate some of the things and assist our students to be in place. Also, in the same thing is about the manifestos that we are launching today and I've said today. So I think we'll be having what we call open forums within the student council and the students so that we can come out with the possible challenges they're facing and also the possible solutions that we will put in place as student council. Yes.
Thank you very much. We are now transitioning into our third session. And as we give the candidates a few minutes, a few seconds to sip a glass of water, we request the students to check their phones. We are starting to send messages via SMS and also WhatsApp through your class reps. There's a link that allows you to ask questions candidates. There's a link that allows you to ask a question to your preferred candidates, and we are only giving you an opportunity to ask one question. So you can do that in the time as they sip a glass of water. Thank you.
Okay, we are back for the third session. Mr. Haron Mokaya, we are kwako. A very high percentage or approximately 9% of the students reside outside the institution. Within our neighboring community, What will you do to encourage positive student behavior that will give the institution a good image within our community? You have 2 minutes to answer that.
Yes, thank you. When I began, I said that the Andaman Manifesto, number two, is that in consultation and in persuasion with the admin, I'm very happy that the CEO is here, our principal, Mr. Sami Waititu. I think so far we are a student population in place of 9,700 plus students. And considering the number of hostels that we have are not enough. So I think we'll come out with possible solutions and measures so that we can establish more hostels to accommodate a number of students to stay within the school in order to reduce the time wastage at the road when coming to school. Also, we'll create what we call, I think when I served as an interim government, I came about with a club which was called Sweet and Sour. Sweet and Sour was a club where we were meeting on every Wednesday. So we were calling it Maisha ni Kujiongea. So we are coming there at B10. We share out our ideas, the challenges that we face, and also we are having speakers from different places because I know a good number of students so far, they are suffering from what we call mental illness. That is why you go somewhere, you had somebody committed suicide because we have not come out as a school with the possible solutions, clubs, and even discussions, open forums, so that you can be in a position of encouraging students to come out, they will reason their problems and they come out with the possible solutions. And I think if you give me chance, actually I'll come and I'll start again with that club so that we meet on every Wednesday. We discuss our problems and we provide also solutions as far as the problems are concerned. Thank you.
Mr. Friday, a very high percentage, approximately 90% of students reside outside the institution within our neighboring community. What will you do to encourage positive student behavior that will give the institution a good image within our community? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. For me, I think should I think there should be increase in hostels, which will accommodate more students in school, which will encourage positive behavior. And also inclusion of the outside community where the students resides. Secondly, there should be I will work hand in hand with guidance and counseling department to ensure that the students are being counseled out about their about the nini about the Mm. Mm. Like, yes, yes, yes. So I will ensure that students who reside at school get counseling. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Peter Lorot. A very high percentage, approximately 90% of students reside outside the institution within our neighboring community. What will you do to encourage positive student behavior that will give the institution a good image within our community?
First of all, I'm a counselor by profession for now. And we have peer counseling group that is placed in school. And I know one of the member is inside. And when I become the president, I'll be able to monitor the peer counseling group where we'll be moving outside the school at least to give the version that we know what we are doing. That is the first one. The second one, with the company that I started, the platform that I started when I was the Minister for People Living with Disability. I will ensure I expand that to all the students, and then we come with a strategy with the help of administration so that we can go there out. We, with the help of the agricultural student, we plant some trees so that we show the positive impact to our villages or our neighboring community. Thank you.
We are back to you, Mr. Haron Mokaya. How do you and your government plan to address the growing issues of drug and alcohol abuse among the students in Kinap to ensure your comrades are not lost in this menace? You have 2 minutes to counter that.
Thank you very much for that question. And I think I'll come up because we have guidance and counseling, which is led by Dr. Virginia. We'll come out with clubs, and we have also another club which is called peer educators, as the way Peter said. So I think we can come out with a good number of students. We register a good number of students to that club so that we can use them as ambassadors to spread the gospel to the rest also of the students. Also, the other thing that has made most of students to involve themselves in drugs is that we don't have what we call open forums open forums where we can come and discuss between even the students and the student council itself so that we can come, we cap up, we lay down some possible solutions maybe to the admin, and then we take to the admin. We come, we discuss, we lay down their problems, and then we address them together with the admin. Yes, thank you.
Mr. Friday, how do you and your government plan to address the growing issues of drug and alcohol abuse amongst the students in Kinap to ensure your comrades are not lost in this menace? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. As for me, to ensure that drug menace is kicked out of this school, I will ensure that students are incorporated in various activities like sports activities, which will enhance their talents. Then we'll organize the administration whereby counselors can come and educate our students. Thank you.
Mr. Peter Lorot, kindly let's observe the house rules. Thank you. So, Mr. Peter Lorot, how do you and your government plan to address the growing issues of drug and alcohol abuse amongst the students in Kinap to ensure that your comrades are not lost in this menace? You have 2 minutes.
First of all, what comes about the use of drugs and alcohol is the idleness. If we are able to manage the idleness among the comrades, then that is probably going to work. By that I mean, I will make sure the talent show are there, and I will make sure with the government that I'm going to go with, it has connection in terms of speakers from outside they were drug dealers, but they have come out of that to come and speak to the student or the comrades. That is the first thing I will do. The second thing is to enhance what are the my fellow aspirant has said, the interdepartmental games or games at all, so that, and then we create something called awareness of different games, because at the moment, when we add interdepartmental games, most of the students ask me, what about that? We don't hear anything about that. So I want to increase the awareness on that, so that we reduce the use of alcohol. It's about idleness. If the idleness is the mind, I don't know, the evil mind's workshop, I don't know, something of the sort. So we want to come out from that idleness. And for me, I will do that with the help of administration. We have the containers there. We have some games like pool table, yeah. That way, I will push with the administration help, so that we can reduce the idleness. The point is the idleness. Thank you.
Let's talk money. Mr. Haron Mokaya, what are your plans on the KISA bursary that supports needy students in their fee payments? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. I think the main challenge that we have, and which leads to a poor performance, is the issue of the fee. I think there is some of the students even who have been calling me, they are outside there. They have not even reported back to school because of the issue of the school fees. So I promise that if I get this chance, you elect me. The first week I resume the office, I'll work hand in hand with the principal. I think the principal is a good person. That if from the students' council, that is KISA, if, for instance, we give 2.5 million, he will usually doubles the amount to 5 million. I think if we give from the student council 2.5 million, he doubles with another 2.5 million. So we get something like 5 million. We can able to give out the bursaries to the most needy students, because they are outside, they are not in school, so that you can able to pursue with their studies. That is what I'll do.
Mr. Friday, what are your plans on the KISA bursary that supports the needy students in their fee payment? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. For me, for me, I will champion incrementing bursary allocation, which will be able to support needy students and those who have fee problem will be the first priority when the allocation of bursary will be done. Thank you.
Mr. Peter Lorot, what are your plans on the KISA bursary that supports needy students in their fee payment?
Okay, about money, I like using example. Uh, Personally, I'm being sponsored by M-Pesa Foundation Academy. So with that issue of money, with my government, with the help of administration, I'll be able to create connection in terms of organization that will chip in terms of those small bills zikuje ziletwe on board. That is what I will try to do, because the those social groups enye ziko outside like organization, I will chip in, and I will try to sort the things of school fees. Number two is about the last government. We distribute bursary of about 7 million, I think so. I think it was around there. So in my government, I will make sure we create the strict with that values, and to ensure the person who has the higher balance, or the student who has the higher balance, the chance, that is the first chance we are giving to them. Thank you.
We'll have a break and we'll for the other session. You can sip some water.
should also sip your water. We have received a few questions. The questions have started streaming in, but we have an issue because some of you are not, so we might not know who to ask. So if you write a question, please let us know who you want to be asked that question amongst the three aspirants. And now we transition to session 4.
Yeah, we're in the fourth session. We'll start with you, Mr. Lorot. Can we please observe the ground rules? I request for silence, please. Thank you. We are to you, Mr. Lorot. The president upholds the objectives of the NISA constitution. Let's observe silence kindly. Thank you. The president upholds the objectives of the KISA constitution. One of the One of the objectives is to assist in disseminating the right information and correct interpretation of the institution's policies. How will you ensure that this is done? Explain that to us in 2 minutes. Pardon the question. The president upholds the objectives of the KISA constitution. One such objective is to assist in disseminating the right information and correct interpretation of the institution's policies. How will you ensure that this is done?
About disseminating of information, I will work hand in hand with the Minister of Information so that the flowing of communication to be run smoothly, so that the student can get the clear and the clear information in my government. That is the first one. The second one, about information, I'll be from my mandate. I will have a platform that is my organization under my government that will deals with the student information before it comes to my desk. That is what I will do, and then they will check out in terms has the information reached the student. This is what it has reached. I will work with the information minister. Thank you.
We'll have 2 minutes to answer this question, Mr. Moses Friday. Again, you have 2 minutes to answer this question. So the president upholds the objectives of the KISA constitution. One such objective, the president upholds the objectives of the KISA constitution. One such objective is to assist in disseminating the right information and correct interpretation of the institution's policies. How will you ensure that this is done?
So thank you. As for me, I will work hand in hand with the Minister of Information to ensure that the information is delivered at the right time from the administration to the student. Then I will ensure that in the platforms, in social media, the information will be distributed there so that the students can easily access them since we are in a digital era. Thank you.
Mr. Mukaya, the president upholds the objectives of the KISA constitution. One such objective is to assist in disseminating the right information and correct interpretation of the institution's policies. How will you ensure that this is done? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much for that good question. And I think the main challenge that we have is that most of us as students, we don't understand what KISA government KISA constitution entails. Because you find somebody saying, even in Kenya, nobody's above the law. And if you elect me, I cannot go against the constitution. Constitution is something that guides us, gives us that you are supposed to do this and this at this particular time. Allow me to address one thing by using an example. You know that some people have been saying that when you go to the fee structure, you find there is somewhere that says 300 shillings goes to the student council. Maybe they are thinking maybe the student council, which will be elected, that is the money that they get at the end of the day they paid. No, the money it's used in this way. And if you go to the Kita Constitution under clause 4.4 Roman 2, it says that 0.9% is reputed. For example, if a student loses a parent, one of the parent, the money that schools gives comes from the student council. If now, for instance, if a student also, if we lose a student from school, the student council gives 10,000 to that student. So that 300 shillings that maybe you are thinking that you are paying paid, I encourage you go to the constitution, read the constitution, and we go as the constitution. People have been saying that maybe we are being harassed in terms of dressing, in terms of that and that and that. Even the schools going to the constitution. And I said the time you entered into school, you signed what we call student guide, that the rules are there. So maybe if now the rules will change as far as the dressing is concerned, if we change the constitution. But as long as we have the constitution, we go as what the constitution is, and we abide as per the constitution. Thank you.
Mr. Moses Friday. Student engagement helps in promoting a sense of belonging and inclusivity. Again, student engagement helps in promoting a sense of belonging and inclusivity. How do you plan to engage all students in the Polytechnic's activities and keep them involved in matters concerning the institution? For example, sports days, clubs, open days, etc.
Thank you very much for your question. As for me, I will ensure that there is unity between the students, which will enhance the development of our institution. For example, I will work close in hand with the chairman of the club societies, with the administration, to ensure that more open days are brought in our school so that our students can be educated in their careers. Secondly, I will work close with the HOD of sports, as I stated in my manifesto, whereby I will bring up Kinapsa Super Cup, which will incorporate all the sportsmen who have talents so that they can exploit their talents. Thank you.
Mr. Mokaya, student engagement helps in promoting a sense of belonging and inclusivity. How do you plan to engage all students in the Polytechnic's activities and keep them involved in matters concerning the institution? For example, sports days, clubs, open days, etc. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much for a good question. And I think I want to thank first of all the admin, because they've come about around with a good field down there, which is under construction. I think as far as the sports are concerned, we'll try as much as possible in line in conjunction with the HOD Sports, Mr. Gidara, who is with us here, so that we can come up with a good number of sports activities so that we can bring more students in board and to participate. In doing that, first thing, we reduce what we call drug abuse. The second thing, idleness, as my good opponent said here, my good what the competitor said. And also we remove what we call idleness among the students. The other thing, maybe morality also will reduce if now we incorporate the student in sports activities. Number two, we have the student center in place, which start recently. So if we come out with a good number of student council, that is the number of containers which is on the outside, we incorporate them, and also we increase the number of business people carrying in school. I think that one will bring what we call inclusivity and harmony unit among us the students.
Mr. Lorot, student engagement helps in promoting a sense of belonging and inclusivity. How do you plan to engage all the students in the Polytechnic's activities and keep them involved in matters concerning the institution, such as sports days, clubs, open days, etc.? You have 2 minutes.
About the inclusion. What is inclusion, first of all? Inclusion, this is a way of involving all the students, regardless of your disability or your able and all that. The first of all is the platform that I will come up with. It is a talent platform, and all the students will be able to come in and to show what they have, what they are unique at. That is the first one. The second one, I will work hand in hand with the HOD of sport, Mr. Gitara, so that we increase some of the sport activities. We per semester maybe we can add or three of the sport activity. Now we have what is called departmental games, and that is in place, and maybe I will come up with something unique under departmental games so that most of students can be engaged. That is the second thing. The third thing is about clubs and society, uh, and open day media. In the last government, I was in ISA government, and I'm proud to say that because we came up with a shikarada that is for religious and all the other people. It was a nice engagement. So maybe what I'll do in that under shikarada, I will make it more efficient and to reach all the student all the student wakuje on board. That is what I will do, and I have capability. I believe in myself, regardless of my situation. I have capability to lead. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mukaya, how do you intend to help instill a learning culture among students to bring a positive change in their general academic well being? I repeat, how do you intend to help instill a learning culture among students to bring a positive change in their general academic well being? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much for that question. You know that the first thing maybe I can say for me to promote a learning culture the way you have said, number one is what you call through sports activities. So that if we bring people together, students together through sports, through various activities apart from sports, through open forums, through maybe creating awareness, I think that one can assist us and can promote unity and also promote learning in our school. And the other thing maybe I can say to add on that is that we have what we call the main reason why we're here is to pursue our studies. So if for instance we come out with the possible measures, first how we can promote now the students to be in school in time and pay their school fees through paying their they are giving them their bursaries. I think that one will assist us to promote good academic.
Mr. Moses Friday. How do you intend to help instill a learning culture among students to bring a positive change in their general academic well-being? I repeat, how do you intend to help instill a learning culture among students to bring a positive change in their general academic well-being?
Thank you very much. For me, I think the learning culture can be increased by increasing, for example, more reading materials in the library, ensuring that students access to fast Wi-Fi when they're doing their research, by ensuring that students are not are getting into class at correct time by reducing time for frisking at the gate. It will help the student to be in class faster by ensuring that students are given more time, more grace period before clearing their fee, so that they can be having more time in class rather than having more time when they're chased out of school because of lack of school fees. Thank you.
Mr. Peter Lorot, how do you intend to help instill a learning culture among your fellow students to bring a positive change in their general academic well-being if elected president?
First of all, if we see Kiambu National Polytechnic, the core mandate of our well-being here is academic. That is the core mandate for everyone. So about the academic, first of all, uh, we usually given a token when we do our NEC examination and maybe got a distinction. We given a token, and I appreciate that. So when I will be elected as the president, that is, I will champion for the internal exam. When we perform well in internal exam, can we be given something? For example, I've gotten a distinction at first year. Can I be given something to motivate before you approach for your next exam? That is what I will champion for. The second one, it's about this era is about it's about electronically. We are in a era of that. So I will champion for the addition of computers for the research of the student, because most of the student the facility for research it's limited, and yet we have grown. Now we are Kiambu National Polytechnic, we should have such thing. The last one is about it's about school fees. Most of the students they are being out because of payment of school fees, maybe because of their background and whatever. But I will make sure I come up with a platform that has connection in order for me to bring up some of organization that I actually know some. We come up and we do something called Arambe in Kiswahili, and we come up with something that we can help the needy student. So thank you very much.
We are going to take a 2 minutes break before resuming for the fifth session.
our votes are not being counted. So let's stand up, let's vote wisely, and choose the best candidates. With those many remarks, I want to invite the Deputy Principal Administration to give a remark and then invite our principal. Then we shall be able to conclude. Let's clap for her as she comes.
Good evening, the presidential aspirants and those who are aspiring to become ministers and assistant ministers. Mine is to wish you all the best. My slogan is that may the best candidate win. Today we have witnessed a very important occasion. It is the first one, and it shows that we are growing, we are maturing. We have been elevated into a national polytechnic, and we must come up as a very unique polytechnic. So even as we embrace digitalization, we have also embraced democracy. We are also embracing transparency and accountability. And that is what we have been trying to do this afternoon. I must really thank all the candidates for being very calm and cool. I must thank all the students who have come. I could see even on the other side, students have just been following online, and that is a very, very important show of how much we have embraced technology. And so, without saying very many things, I wish to continue praying for all the candidates and for the institution so that we may have a very smooth transition. You have really conducted yourselves very well. It has been exciting to meet with some of you singing around here because that is what is expected of you. Sing and raise your fellow students, talk to them, gather that momentum. It made us feel that something is happening, and that was the very right thing. And as we come to a culmination of this on Thursday, I can only pray that it will also be a peaceful time. So let it be a peaceful time. Commissioners, you've done a very good job. So even on Thursday, I still have a lot of faith in you that you will continue to do the very good job. And for your information, in this matter, we are observers. We just see what is happening. Kuna wale wana run the show, and there are those who are active participants. Us, we are only what? Observers, and we accept what you give us. So by all means, we wish you well. We ask that you make very wise choices, because the choice that you will make, it is the choice that we shall accept. And I wish you a great evening. Tomorrow, let us observe a lot of calm, even as we prepare for Thursday's exercise. And with those remarks, I wish to ask, in a gathering like this one, you cannot be gathered and then your father does not talk to you, isn't it? Eh? Yes. So it is not a campaign, it is nothing, but he has to say something, the blessing to those, especially those who are aspiring to have positions. Let us put our hands together and welcome our principal, who has worked very hard to be here. So welcome our principal. Karibu.
Thank you very much. Good evening, our very worthy presidential presidential candidates, the rest of the candidates aspiring for the various positions, management of Kiambu National Polytechnic, students, good evening once again. I want to say that I am really proud to have this occasion, because when I was approached with this idea, I didn't have any clue of how it would turn out. But I was assured that this would be a Kiambu National Polytechnic affair. I was assured that I have had several occasions to interact with, and I have realized they are a wonderful team. When they come to my office, you would think me or any media house is around. Thank you very much. I have seen how professional you are. You cannot imagine that you doing around. If you are to listen to these renowned media personalities, you realize that many of them are not journalists. And so when I see you doing very professional work, I have a lot of hope that together with the course that you are taking, you are also going, and soon we'll be celebrating you. For the three presidential candidates, I want to say that you are so articulate. I could not believe that these are our students. I think I've met two of you. Your name is Friday. So I think you are all so good. And my prayer is that this is not the end. That you have sat during this institutional presidential debate. And I am proud all if I was to see one of you attend presidential debate at another level. Kwani wale presidents tumekuwa nao walizaliwa tofauti na sisi? Si walizaliwa kama hawa, wakawa na siku moja wakazaliwa uchi wakakua, na sasa they are presidents. I am really impressed, and I want to give the commitment of the management that we don't have an interest. Ours is to give you room, elect your president, and that is the president we will work with. Take my word, we have no business selecting anybody. And any other to work with those that you give us. Otherwise, I want to thank you very much for the peaceful campaigns that you have conducted, and for the manifestos that you have come up with. And I am sure this is not the end. The three of you may not be presidents, the national president, I am saying, because you are both at the same age. But why not get one of you being a president of this country? And if a president, finally don't allow this capacity and this opportunity that you have had here to end here. In this election, you don't win because only one of you will win, isn't it? So don't lose hope. Whether you win this one or not, there are many other elections to be won. Think of yourself being an MCA. Think of yourself being an MP. Think of yourself being a senator, a governor. And one of you should do us proud. Maybe after 20, hiyo ingine ni 2027, then 2030, 2032. Somewhere there. Do us proud. But we are all, you have my support, you have my word, and I want to say, may the best candidate win. Finally, conduct peaceful election, peaceful preparations, and the campaigns are over. I really admired the campaigns that were going on yesterday. And one would have thought we are having a national election. So then the good thing is that you are all peaceful, and that is how we have come to this point. We also want to thank you for embracing technology. I believe this is the way to go. We'll have the online elections, and I can only wait to see the screening and the flow of results, and finally we'll celebrate the winners. Those few remarks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a great evening, and again, the best candidate. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our principal and our father. We appreciate you for the words of encouragement. I'm told after we finish the three presidential candidates, you remain behind uh, for a brief with the media team. And I want to make an announcement that after the election on Thursday, we shall have a celebration of the winners at Green Hall, a simple ceremony, so that we can be able to usher in and announce formally those ones who have won. Otherwise, I want to invite our brother Gideon Masharia to offer a closing prayer. Then we shall be allowed to leave our own pleasure. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Let us bow our heads for a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening. We are grateful. This is an activity that we are prepared for. And you have given us the grace. You have given us the favor and a peaceful one. We don't take it for granted. We just say thank you. Bless the candidates. Bless also the voters. Bless the administration. As we are going to depart, going to our various places, we pray that your favor shall work together with us. On the day of election, we pray for your grace. We pray for your favor to be together with us throughout throughout the Kinap, and we shall celebrate the grace that shall be sufficient to us. Bless us and move together with us. Bless also our student and the administration for the effort they've done to make sure that you are carrying out a peaceful election. Be together with us. In Jesus' name, we do pray and give thanks. Now the grace, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Shalom.
Thank you.